Hello, it's Lucas here, and today I'm reviewing set 71863, Zilvar and Grimtac, as well as showing off some of the modifications that I made to the set. But first, let's start off with the minifigures, and more specifically, the Ninja. So right here we have Draconis Form Kai. Now let's try to get this focused on him. So you can see this is a really cool minifigure. I love these new Draconis Form Ninja. Fortunately, I only have 3 of them, Kai, Nia, and Zane. But nonetheless, this is a really cool outfit. I love these robes. They just did a really good job. Fortunately, I do have all the normal robe versions of these ninja, but I don't quite have every single Draconis form version. But you can see he's got these cool eyes, a face that they've been using forever in Dragon's Rising sets, but has never actually been canon. So now this face is officially canon in the show. It's there, you can see it, even though this face has been in set since 2023. So that's just a really cool detail. You can also see, new for the summer wave of sets, the Draconis form claws. These are also really cool. They're not color specific as they are in the show, but that's more so you can exchange these between ninja, which I think is very nice, very useful. I have a second set of these claws that I gave to my Zane, my Draconis form Zane, and it came from a Kai like this. So I'm very happy that they're interchangeable. And you know, it's just a cool minifigure. And also, I modified this Draconis form Kai by just sharpening the tail gold, just to add a little more color to it, because that's kind of what it looks like in the show. So I thought that was a pretty cool little detail, and it's very easy to do. But that's Draconis form Kai. Now we have Nia in her Draconis robes, so she isn't in dragon form, but that's okay. Because these outfits are still super cool. You can see the similarity between her and Kai. They are very similar, but also very different in the color scheme. Many people do complain about the color scheme for these robes, but honestly, I think this looks perfectly fine. I'm kind of I like how this looks. I don't think it looks that bad. But you can see the face on the other side. I'm not going to try to turn it around because it's very stiff. But yeah, this is just a good minifigure, and I love these new shoulder pads that they have. They're very big, but honestly, they look really cool. Now let's get into the villain of the set, Zilvar. Now he's the most modified of them all. So you can see here, I actually gave him, I keep dropping everything. I gave him this custom Weapon of Desolation, which it's very different from the one that came in set. It uses this sonic ring in gold to hold these axe blades in a circle to kind of replicate what it looks like in the show. And you can see also it's got this really cool print. But unfortunately, these blades are supposed to be gold. This ring's supposed to be black, so it's not perfect, but it's as perfect as I could get it with the parts I had on hand. But he holds the Weapon of Desolation a lot in the show, so I decided to add this. And then you can see, I'm going to put his weapon in the back on his back, but you can see here he is. He looks great. I did color in his nose a little bit, although it kind of got scratched, so it's kind of hard to see, but there's just a little bit of silver there. You can also see he has these red leaves, which if you know, you know. It's from the new season, so if you haven't seen that yet, you wouldn't quite understand. But I also removed his katana because he doesn't have one in the show either, and it kind of gets in the way. But there he is. He's a really cool minifigure. He's from the Tiger Tribe, just like Lord Raz, and they just did an amazing job with his design. His outfit looks just incredible. All that armor, really great. You can see he has this weapon on his back, which he can hold onto. In the set, he couldn't actually hold it on his back, but I added this little clip so you can put it on his back. It's kind of an illegal technique because it doesn't fully clip around the piece. Kind of sort of just loosely holds it in, and eventually it'll stress out this piece to the point where it won't even work anymore. But honestly, it works the best for the situation I wanted, where I didn't want a pin or a clip that would hold on too tightly. So you know, it might be illegal, but it worked out for me in the end. But there's Zilvar, probably the best character from Season 4, Part 2. So, don't worry, there won't be any spoilers in this video for that season, because I know not everyone watched it early like I did. But now, we're going to move on to Grimtac, I should say. He is the beast that Zilvar rides, and so you can see right on top he has this nice little saddle with a little banner. This says Zilvar in Ninjago, although it's a little more harder to translate because it's very stylized, very stylized, which I forgot to mention. I didn't even realize this, but it also says Zilvar on the back of Zilvar's outfit, so that's pretty cool too. A little less stylized, so it's kind of easier to translate than this one on the banner over here. I'll just push that to the side. He's supposed to be sort of a gorilla and dragon hybrid, and I think they just did an amazing job. They used the rising dragon headpiece, but with eyes, which they did with a pretty clever technique, where, oops, you can see these, let's see if I can get it there. These curved tiles are just on this brick in the center, and then they have this pretty, like, elaborate little build to get this head perfectly to fit over so that you can add eyes to what would otherwise be a face with no eyes. So that's very clever, and it's definitely something I was looking forward to in this set because it's just a really interesting build. You can also see on his face he's got a sticker in his mouth with his tongue and some teeth, so that's pretty cool. He's got plenty of tusks right here, which look just amazing. These two are very fierce. Could really stab Kai with them, but don't worry, he won't get stabbed with them. He's too good for that. And then he's also got two on his mouth, which are great. And then you can see the front legs. The front legs don't have that much posability. They use these I think they were introduced in mechs. They have those pieces, so it doesn't have a bunch of posability, but it's still very good posability for what it is. And you can really see from these legs the inspiration that they got from gorillas. So that is great. Great. Everything about this set is just so cool. And also, it's a $20 set, so it's not very expensive, which is really nice. But yeah, I mean, the posability isn't great on this, but I feel like it doesn't need to be. It's a smaller set. It's only 20 bucks, so it's very easy to get. Not, like, super expensive like a lot of the other sets in the wave. So that's a really nice selling point of the set. Is it's $20, it's cheap, and it's got the best character from Dragon's Rising Season 4 Part 2, Zilvar. So, you know, it's just a good set all around. But on the end, you can see his tail, which has like this little thing on the back. I don't know. Pretty cool stuff. I will say I did modify this banner thing a little bit. This bar is actually a 3-long bar, but in the set, it's supposed to be 4-long bar, just because it was really tall, and I felt like it was too tall. I also added this stud down here because it kind of looks a little more like it does in the show when you add that stud, just the shaping of it. But yeah, that's Grimtac. He's a really cool character. Looks amazing. I mean, he's not a cool character in the fact that he doesn't say anything because he's just a dragon, but he looks really cool. So that is awesome. And then, of course, you have his rider, Zilvar, who is just awesome all on his own. Of course, you can put his weapons back on him and get the Weapon of Desolation right there. Here, this clip is not very strong, but it is the best solution I could come up with. But there we go. There's Zilvar. This little messed up crooked, I think. Whatever. And then we have Guy and Nia. A great selection of minifigures, honestly. They just did a really good job with this set. So I'm really happy with how, like, with the set. $20, great value. Overall, just an amazing set. It would have been cool if they added the Weapon of Desolation into the set, but to be honest, I'm kind of fine that they didn't. They didn't need to add it. It's just a cool little addition that if you want to, you can always add it, especially if you have one from the sets. If you don't have one, then I guess you can't add it, or you have to buy the parts. But there it is. Zilvar and Grimtac. Great $20 set. 100% would recommend. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.